Hello folks and welcome back to the channel. We are going back to the time trials. The Olympic event is finished now. We got a silver at 1:17.605. We are still good on Fuji. There's 12 hours to go on that. So let's just have a look where we are. 2.73%. So it looks like we're fairly solid there with a good chance of getting gold. Lots of Brits in the top 8 there, look. Well done, chaps. Nobody off my friend list. But then we get to the lap time challenge at Grand Valley South, and we are disappointingly down to silver. World record at 1:15.161. We need a 1:17.415, and we're currently 3.15 outside. And this has been moving. There's a further week to go on this, so we really need to put some effort in. So we're going to select from the garage. We're going to choose our vehicle. We need to put the right tyres on, sports medium of course, and then we're just going to have a look, if we can, at the detailed settings. Let's have a look at the gearbox. So peak RPM is going to be around about 6,000. So peak power is going to be around about brake horsepower is 6,000 RPM, and then peak power is going to be around about 3,000. So we've got to change gear roughly, maybe 4,500 RPM. That would be the best option, it looks like, if we were to take that correctly. So I was revving that right out, wasn't I? Maybe I don't need to. So gearbox wise, it's just normal. There's nothing we can see on there. RPM 6,000. 102, 148, 199. That's maybe a little bit too high. And 342. Now we kilometers, so we need to just understand what that means. But at the end of the day, we know anywhere before 6,000 RPM, and we're good. Ideally, we want it at 6,000 RPM, dropping back to 3,000. We'll push through that window, won't we? However, let's get on with it. Let's have a look at the settings, as we always do. Assist settings, traction control 1, default ABS. We are manual. We did use a little bit of counter steer assistance last time out, so let's just put that on weak for now. See if we can make the most of it. And for our controller settings, we're on a wheel, so we're manual. Open button configuration. Force feedback 5 on the torque, and sensitivity 6. Let's have a look where we are in the rankings. We are in 9th of all our friends. Mr. Maguire up there with a 1:16.556. We need to get down into the 1:17 something. We'd like to be up there with NW, with both of accounts up there, sat there quite pretty in the 3rd and 4th space slot. So he's doing pretty well. That's where we'd like to be. Let's see where we can go. Not seeing much of the usual lot in this, to be honest. Look at that, friends list is growing. We're up to 38. Well done, chaps. Mr. Who Flung Poo, Mr. McFarland. Victor, doing well. Big Popper. No sign of Roger on the hot lappers for this one. Not very popular, I don't think. However, let's give it a dive in. What we're going to do is I'm going to do the commentary after the race, after the setting the time of this. So I'm going to get right stuck in. I need to do a 1:17.4 to get in the top 3%. So let's see where we go. And with that, folks, I'm up in the studio and we are just going to commentate from the driving position, but you won't see my pretty face. So we've probably done, at this point in the day, probably about 30 laps. Joined us just in the background hand, and you don't think you'll hear him because there's no audio on, but Az joined us. Az was doing exactly the same thing on his PlayStation at the other end of the PlayStation party chat. So as we get in, this is just, I say it's my early laps, it's probably 30 laps in, and I'm just starting to get the hang of it. I've just learned the car again, but I'm still nowhere near that fastest lap record of mine of 1:17.529. I'm still a 10th off where we need to be, so 1:17.4. And as you can see, I'm all over the shop. I've not really got the car under control, but this is where we start to get closer. 1:18.772 is kind of where we are. 1.2 seconds off, and as now we're 0.3 almost inside that time. We've just broke through that corner and pushed ahead. We're probably 0.7 ahead, and this has been my sort of nemesis corner. This is one I can't get. I've been spinning out a lot here. And with this, current settings are as we said, but I've been messing around a bit, and I was starting to think at this time, we really need to start thinking whether traction control needs to be turned off. Are we going to get enough assistance from the counter steer to see if we can actually put some time in? And there we put pin on 1:17.078, which is half a second off our time. We're only going to see around about 4 or 5 laps tonight, and as I'm going to talk my way through, you'll see where we go. So this is lap 1 just completed of another set of stints, and what I started to find out is I'm not braking late enough for turn 1. I need to get into this corner and hold it tight and accelerate accordingly. As yet, we're still using traction control. We're trying to work out, this is the key corner here. If we slide too far to the left, look at that, half a second, 0.55, half a tenth, sorry, up on our fastest time there, but that's not our fastest lap as we know it. It's the fastest lap we've done in that session, so that's a 1:19.237, so we're probably looking at a 1:18.7 there. Look at that, 0.7 up, so 1:18.5. We just have to get better. It can be quite confusing with the timing. I know Az said to me last night, he says, I'm a second up against that time, the time above the gear change indicator. And it's like, understanding what that is, folks, that is the time against your last completed lap. If you'll notice, you never get one in the first lap. It's always off, it only comes up on the second lap. That's against your previous lap, and there we go, a 1:17.858. That takes us within 0.3 of our fastest lap, so we're just getting a 1:18.164. We just need to start moving on, and with that we go back to the settings. Traction control on 1, we're going to turn that off, go down the bottom. Active stability management I tried, I turned that off, and I'm going to put the counter steer to strong. So coming through the start finish line, we're looking for 1:32 as we go through the line, almost 1:31, so that last lap was pushing quite nicely, just making progress. Still nowhere near our time, so we're aiming to beat a 1:17.529. Came out of that first corner quite nicely, but we're still 0.3, so probably 0.7 seconds off our time here, because we're not up with a ghost. 4th gear, down to 3rd, purple sector, that's good, we're increasing, we're making progress. Just getting it down to 2nd for that corner. Here's where we make the difference. Down to 2nd, up to 3rd early and push out the corner. We're up to probably 0.2 seconds behind that ghost. So we're going to be a 0.2 seconds improvement, so we're going to be somewhere in the 1:17.6s if we finish this lap now. But can we make progress on that ghost? Here's that final corner, get it out, get it in, aim that car, 3rd gear straight, no traction, so we're going to get better drive. The ghost has got traction control, and there we go, we're going to be 0.4 up now. This could be somewhere near that 1:17.5, it could be. It could beat it now as we get ahead of the ghost. 1:32 we're looking for at the line. Almost, there it is, 1:17.363, so we've beaten our lap time by 0.15 of a second. We're actually into the gold now. A little drift to celebrate. Happy days, no traction control, you see. So we're into gold, we're feeling good. We're going to give it another go because we know we can make time. So let's push on. NW is a little teaser up there. We know he's in 3rd and 4th. We want to be up there somewhere near him. Not really sure where we are, I can't remember. But let's get through this last corner, and that's the key one. And that's why I'm showing you this lap, is because we got that corner right. Coming through the tunnel, it's quite dark in there. You can't really see all the available lines, so make sure you're using the right line through the tunnel. Charging up the start finish straight, looking for 1:32, maybe 1:33 as we cross the line. There it is, 1:33, just popped. This could be a good one because we've got the speed over the ghost. Braking late, a little bit wide in, but we've opened the line up, back on the throttle. Don't hit that curve on the inside, it can be a tragedy because it'll throw you offline. And we're up with that ghost, maybe 0.25 up. So this will be a 1:17.1 something if we carry on the way we are, but it's a long way to go. Down to 3rd gear. Keep it tight, let it slide, get the power back in, cross that dirt on the left, Nice and tight to that corner. Don't let that walk. Oops, we were close. Down to second. Slide in. Get it down to first to get into the corner. Up to second. Up to third early. There we go. When we're pushing on from the Ghost, we are doing tremendously well. We're probably 0.5 ups or a 116.8 maybe at this point. Get it in tight. Let it run out. Down to second for this corner. We kept it in third through there. We're well ahead of the Ghost, but we're probably just losing it at that point. We've gone too tight. Get the power down third gear. We're not as quick through the corner as that last lap. Let's push on. Come on. Oh, we know we can be faster than that. The Ghost is racing away. Where are we going to be? We're still close. It could be a 117.2 this. Could be a 117.1. It's a 117.197. Happy days. Can we go faster? We get another lap, so you know what that means. Let's see if we can put this lap together and just talk our way through it. 132 over the line. Not as quick as we were that last time. So we know that Ghost is a 117.197. We've run proper wide, but let's see if we can get the power on and get it back going through. There we go, but we are well back. Look how far back we are, but we know we messed up that final corner. We know we can be quicker. Down to third, keep it tight. Don't let it slide too far. Power back on. Jump across that edge, tight into this corner. We're catching him, look, down to second, round the corner. Are we going to use first? No, just second. Up to third early. Yes, on the power again. We're in touch with the Ghost here. There's so much time available if you think where we were. The purple sector, so we're up on our time. There's a chance we can beat this. We know we were slow through here, so if we can just run that bit quicker. Let's see where we go. A little bit wider, because he was very tight. Back on the power early. There we go, we're in touch. We can do this, folks. We can push on. We're up against our last lap, which was a 117.807, so we know we're doing good. A 117.1 watt. Where are we going to be? It's not going to be massive. A 117.151. And after around about 2 hours of driving, 136.3 miles, we put in a potential 116.936. A 117.151 finishes out the day. And thank you, Az, for sitting with me and bearing with me as I was going through those, getting really frustrated. And that puts us in the top 3,600 at the 2.65%. But more importantly, where does it put it against our friends list? Top 5, bob on, just behind NW. But moving up the rank, so we took almost half a second out of there. Something like 0.45 of a second. Just looking down the list, who's there? Nobody else has moved up at this time. But you've got 6 days, folks. There's a little bit of time to get done. Just like to point out BB, who joined us for racing on Tuesday night, was there. And look, there's Roger, popped in at number 23. So he's making progress. He's moving on up. He's still doing it. Good on you, mate. Hope those new shoes are suiting you well and you're doing well. Just down the list. Nobody else down there. Silly me, he's there. He's normally faster than that, but I'm sure there's time left. You guys will be concentrating on something else. But with that being said, today was update day. I recorded that all yesterday. I'm doing the voiceover today. This morning, update 1.33 came out. So this will be listed as an update 1.32 video. And here we are going to collect the end result from the Fuji race. We should be in the gold. There it is, flashed up. But there's a little bit of a bug here, folks. What's going to happen is you're going to go and click into there. It's going to let you go because there's still 6 days on this, but you're trying to collect that reward. Don't worry about it. Back out. You'll see the rewards gifted. You'll see your credits go up, and you're going to get this continuous chiming in the background. It's so annoying. But forget it, folks. Just come out the game, join it back up, and it'll disappear. It'll correct itself. And here we are. This is the new lap time challenge. This is a single lap around the Nürburgring 24-hour GR3s. I'm going to hate this one, folks. But I'm going to live stream my attempt at this. I am going to do it. I did tell the guys in the chat today that I'm not. But I am going to do it, and I'm going to run you through it. I'm going to do a live stream. I will actually win the event. I'll get as fast as I can in the event. Then I'll post a single lap video of it. I'm not going to torture you with it. But with that, that's all, folks. I'd just like to say thank you for joining us today. And we'll see you on the next one. All the best now. Take care. See ya.